New migrants to Australia would be blocked from welfare handouts until they become citizens under a coalition plan to tackle migration. Currently, non-citizens can access 17 different welfare and benefit programs, including the age pension and youth allowance, though the waiting periods to access them range up to 10 years. For their take, let's bring in Sunshine Coast Mayor Rosanna Natoli and Nationals leader Matt Canavan. Good morning to both of you. Matt, we'll start with you. Let's ask how big of a difference this will actually make if the wait time for some of these benefits like the age pension is already up to 10 years?
Well, that's right, but we do think that our welfare, our generosity should be reserved for Australian citizens. We are not proposing to kick people off who are currently on it, so this will only provide savings over time, of course, but it'll also establish the right principle that if you want to access the benefits of Australians' generosity, you've got to commit to Australia. We'll commit to you if you commit to us. So I think it's a very sensible change, especially given the mass migration that's been unleashed by this government. They've already taken in 1.4 million migrants in just a few years, way more in 3 years than we've ever had before. And last night's budget, or this week's budget, I say a couple of nights ago now, it said there would be another 50,000 extra in the next couple of years, migrants coming in. Migration's going up, even though Australian people want it to come down. So I think it's about time we set some strict rules. We reserve our generosity to Australian citizens, and it's just what we can afford right now.
Rosanna, what do you think? Is it wrong to block migrants who call Australia home from accessing care?
So let's remember that these people are our neighbours, they're our nurses, they're tradies, they are people running restaurants, helping us all over the place. These are people we're talking about. And so, yes, Australians want a system that is fair. They want a system that is sustainable. What we need to understand is that migration needs to be linked to providing infrastructure. We can't pretend that migration doesn't affect houses, roads, access to health services. So that's what we have to actually look at. That's the policy that needs to be in line, because otherwise, if we are impacting our people, the people that we work with and live with every day, then that is not necessarily going to be fair. So we need to make sure that we're attacking this on all of the different levels and not just picking on people who are just, living their life here in Australia, which they have done lawfully to this date. So they've done nothing wrong. Let's not just attack people. Let's attack the real problem.
Matt?
Well, the situation right now is that 8% of people on the NDIS are not Australian citizens. 8%. Now, this is already a scheme, of course, that's blowing out like nothing before, and the government's desperately now belatedly trying to control its costs. But in that environment, when we can't already afford the NDIS as it is, how can we have almost 10% of participants not being Australian citizens? We just can't afford that. We've got to reserve our generosity, our charity. Our charity begins at home. As we're saying, just to be clear, no one will be kicked off here. It will only be for future people that come to this country, but it'll be a new rule that everyone will know. And I agree with you, it's not anyone to blame for this, but we've just got to make sure we look after Australians first. That's not what this government has been doing with their migration program. They continue to let the floodgates open, despite the Australian people wanting stricter controls. Well, if you want a secure border in this country, once again, you're going to need a Liberal and Nationals government. John Howard did it, Tony Abbott did it, and Angus Taylor and I will do it too.
OK, moving on.
Let's just say the issue is migration. We're agreeing on that.
OK.